25 drivers, 16 nationalities, 3 champions, 1 world champion. Road to Indy TV.
The Road to Indy, presented by Cooper Tires, got back underway for 2019 at the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg under absolutely picture-perfect skies. In the Cooper Tires USF 2000 Championship, the first start of the 2019 season was chaotic as they came down into turn number 1 for the first time. Alex Barron, in his Legacy Autosport car, overbroke the corner and made contact with 2 drivers. As he made contact with the drivers in front of him, Barron barrel rolled and was able to come down on all 4 wheels, sliding into the barriers at the end of the front straightaway. The AMR safety team was there in just 8 seconds. Braden Eves was able to come away with 2 wins in his debut in the program, but on the second day, it was actually Darren Keene from Cape Motorsports who led the way. An incident at the very final corner as Keene was trying to hold off Christian Rasmussen actually allowed Braden Eves to come through to take the win from P3 on the racetrack. Big props to Hunter McElroy, the $200,000 scholarship winner from Australia. He was able to come and grab 2 podium finishes for Pabst Racing, most definitely putting himself in the championship chase. In the Indy Pro 2000 Championship, Parker Thompson started off an incredible story as the driver from Canada who thought he was going to be on the sidelines to start the season. Parker came out of the box with a brand new team and was absolutely on point, qualifying on pole for both races and then running away to get 2 victories. He actually didn't lead the start of the first race as Rasmus Lindt from Juncos Racing was able to get a good run on the outside to take the lead, but Thompson showed his experience and his poise and stayed right on the rear wing for the entire race, finally getting the job done with just a handful of laps to go. In the Indy Lights program, the first race was all Zachary Clayman for Belardi Auto Racing. He was able to qualify pole and run away, even though he was chased aggressively at the end by Toby Sowery, the English driver hooking up with BN Racing in a car from Team Pelfrey in a collaboration that obviously provided some positive results for the young driver. We're looking to see if he can continue on the remainder of the season. In race number 2 on Sunday morning, once again, Zachary Clayman de Mello looking to try to work his way forward, qualifying a little deeper in the field, as it was rookie Oliver Askew who put his Andretti Autosport machine on the pole. But as happens occasionally at St. Petersburg, contact between the first 2 drivers on the front row, Askew and rookie driver Rinus VeeKay, left Askew in the wall in turn number 2 and allowed VeeKay, the Dutch sensation, to pull away in his Juncos Racing entry. Last year's Indy Pro 2000 champion was not to be denied as he was able to pull away, and even though with a late caution that allowed Zachary Clayman to work back up and utilize the push to pass, he was not enough to get by VeeKay, who scored his first Indy Lights race win. It's a 2-month break for both USF 2000 and Indy Pro 2000, but the drivers in Indy Lights will be back in just 2 weeks at the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas.
Hi, I'm Rinus VeeKay and I'm driving Indy Lights in the number 21 Juncos racing machine. So yeah, I'm living in the Netherlands in Hoofddorp near Amsterdam. It's very close to the international airport, which is very handy for me. So we don't have long drives, it's 5 minutes and I'm on the airport. I grew up in Hoofddorp and I always cycled the whole day, so with the bicycle, go to school, go everywhere with the bicycle. And yeah, just having fun with friends, and on Wednesday, Saturday and Sunday I would go to the go-kart tracks because I was free from school, and I would go go-karting, and yeah, on the other days I would just go to school. For fun outside of racing, I do a lot of training and working out, which clears up my mind a little bit, and I do a lot of beach tennis, which I do in Curacao with friends and with my dad, and I really enjoy that. My dad and I, we rented some rackets and we tried playing, and it was super fun, and since then it started to be a big rivalry in between the 2 of us. Yeah. My full name is Rinus van Kalmthout, which is quite a long name and hard to pronounce for Americans and also even Dutch people. So yeah, I changed it to VeeKay because it was V from Van and K from Kalmthout, and then we wrote it down like VeeKay, and I think it's been quite a good name, and yeah, it's had quite a bit of success also. Follow me this year on the road to Indy. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook on @Rinus VeeKay.
Hey guys, I'm Kyle Kirkwood. I'm the driver, the number 28 RP Motorsports Indy Pro 2000 car. We're here in St. Petersburg having a great time. Well, I'm from Jupiter, Florida, just north of Palm Beach, and during the off season I do a lot of things like surfing, fishing, spearfishing, along with, of course, trying to train for the upcoming season, but it's nice to get a little bit of off time, do things with my family like I did as a younger kid. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm into. Is a lot of fishing because I'm close to the beach, surfing, spearfishing, stuff like that. It's something I've grown up doing. When I go fishing, it's typically an all-day adventure. You got to wake up at 5:30 a.m., go out there before sunrise, especially if you want to get the good fish. It's always early in the morning. From Palm Beach Inlet to the Bahamas is 54 nautical miles. So a lot of people run their boats over there, and we'll go even for day trips just to go fishing, load up the boat with fish, and come back. Whenever I go fishing, it's always with my family or friends, something like that. It's time to get mind off of racing and just focus on having fun. The racetrack I'm probably most excited to go to is Laguna Seca, because the last time I was there was 4 or 5 years ago, and I was running Skip Barber, and I haven't driven anything, or sorry, I was there during the Mazda Scholarship Shootout 2 years ago. So, but I've never driven anything fast there, and I love that track, I love the area. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to going to Laguna Seca. Make sure you follow me on Road to Indy TV. I'll be racing this car all year long, and we're looking forward to having a great season this year. So make sure you follow along Road to Indy TV. They have an app, or you can follow my Twitter handle, Kyle Kirkwood Racing, or my Instagram handle is Kyle_Kirkwood.
Hi guys, my name's Dalton Kellett. I'll be your host for Road to Indy 101. In this series, we're going to take you behind the scenes, in the trailers, into the pits, into the engineering room, teach you about the cars of the Road to Indy, how the drivers and the engineers work together, the rules, and what makes this series tick behind the scenes. Today, we're going to go over to my Indy Lights car and see what makes it go so fast. We're here in the Home Coast Racing Garage with my number 67 Indy Lights car. We come to the front of the car, we can see right off the bat we have a Dallara chassis. So the monocoque, the tub, is made by Dallara. It's a carbon fiber aluminum honeycomb tub. It's very strong, very stiff, lighter and faster and safer than the frames that are used in steel frame race cars and most road cars. If we kind of move back, the first thing you see is that we have front suspension. We have steel wishbones, rocker suspension, aluminum uprights, steel brakes. So unlike the Indy car, we don't have carbon fiber brakes. Moving back to the center of the car, so the first thing you'll notice is that obviously we have an open cockpit. If we look inside, you can see there's a lot of stuff for the driver to interact with. Underneath this carbon fiber engine cover here, we have a 4-cylinder inline 2-liter single turbo that produces 450 horsepower. With push to pass activated, we get an extra 50 horsepower for 10 seconds, so that brings up to 500 horsepower total. So as I walk around the front of the car here, you can see on the bottom sides a black carbon fiber piece. That's the underwing. That's a really important part of a race car. Most of the downforce, which is basically negative lift, these wings and the underwing are essentially an inverted airfoil. So it's think of it as an airplane upside down. So you have our rear wing here, which is another big part of the aerodynamic system of the car. These produce a lot of downforce, but they're more important for tuning. You can see we have adjustable positions here for our rear wing flap angle of attack, so we can move this up and down, and that gives us more or less downforce depending on what setting it is. The more vertical this wing is, or this flap, the more downforce we get.
Hey guys, I'm Hunter McElroy, driver of the number 22 PAPS Racing Mazda Scholarship USF 2000. My nationality is pretty funny. I was actually born in Orange County in LA, so spent my first few years there, then moved over to Australia when I was quite young. But my whole family's from New Zealand, my heritage is from New Zealand, so I've got a dual New Zealand and American citizenship. Life in Australia is a fair bit different than obviously America. The first thing is the accents. Obviously, it's good that it's the same language, but a few little funny words. Even when I'm talking with my engineers, stuff like stickers, we call them greens, or little things like that. And obviously when you're out, little stuff like tipping. In Australia we don't tip as much, whereas in America you have to tip. So all these little quirky, cool things to get used to. But no, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm really loving being over here and experiencing all the new cultures.
You know, when I'm not racing, obviously doing all the training and the sim stuff that we all do, I really enjoy actually going jet skiing in Australia. I posted a few little stuff on my social media over the off season where, you know, me and my friends, we all go jet skiing, and the weather's really warm in Australia during the off season over here, so I really enjoy doing that, and obviously seeing all my friends and family, which I don't really get to see much during the year, obviously being in the other side of the world too. So it's such a big part of my life because it's like I'm over here and it's all I do, and then I go home for a bit and you kind of just do the normal stuff, you know? Like, I guess away from the track, you're just a normal guy, but obviously you just are very focused on race cars and things like that. You guys can follow all my results this year on my social medias, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Hey everybody, welcome to a beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida. I'm here with the story of the moment. I'm Steve Whittick from TSO Ladder, presented by Cooper Tires. Across 2 seasons of Road to Indy competition, Rinus VeeKay and Olive Rascue have been competitive but contact-free rivals. They have shared 14 podiums in the last 2 years, and the incident in the second race is the first time they've come together. With the Lap 1 Turn 2 contact, a fierce rivalry is poised to go to the next level. The teams and drivers of the Indy Pro 2000 Championship presented by Cooper Tires, for the most part, can breathe a sigh of relief as they depart Florida. The teams in USF 2000 were a little less fortunate. A pair of disjointed races with multiple cautions and penalties results in teams having to repair their cars and their drivers' confidence. After a pair of wins by Braden Eves in their home race, it appears that once again Cape Motorsports will be the team to beat in USF 2000. Indy Lights teams and drivers have one free weekend before they are back in action at Circuit of the Americas on March 22nd. We'll catch you up with all the Indy Lights action from the Lone Star State in the next episode.